Now, I don't think, in the end, we have this issue where I've got this Jensen fella behind me, and he's making me think as great as Laura Albert. I mean, I was thinking about West Elm, and then suddenly I have Jensen Huang behind me, and I realized once again I am just a planet in the solar system that circles around Jensen Huang.
Well, he's just relaxing, waiting for you, drinking his coffee. You're gonna go talk to him. But I did again.
He's
down
normal.
12.5%.
You know, when he's like the rest of us, he can be like it's like Clark Kent. This is the Clark Kent Jensen.
It's the Clark Kent Jensen.
Hi,
okay.
hi, Jensen.
All right, you want to go over and talk to him now? You want to?
I'm like
you
Pluto.
Get started?
I'm Pluto. Well, can I want to get started? I don't know. I mean, it's not. We're on live TV for heaven's sake.
Anymore. I can't remember. Pluto is Pluto. It's not a planet. Is it? They got rid of
Pluto's
it,
not
right?
a planet. Okay, so I'm Saturn, but he's running rings around me.
There you
God,
go.
will you look at him? He's so mortal. Are you really mortal?
Oh, now he's gone. See that? He makes himself
The
invisible.
mortal nature of this man is scaring me.
It's like Find Waldo. All right, go talk to Jensen. Get yourself ready. We will.
Okay.
We'll take care of filling the time here while you go chat with him.
Jensen, we are in the capital of artificial intelligence.
You sure are.
Yes, and you are the leader. And you put out a number yesterday. I've never heard a CEO ever say, listen, we've got $1 trillion roadmap, and it's going to happen sooner? How is this possible?
Well, you know, we're building AI infrastructure for the world. And it is very clear now that we're about $150 billion of AI infrastructure into a journey of trillions of dollars of infrastructure. And so we've got a lot of AI to build.
I was here last year. Totally different feel, different vibe. Felt there was a limitation to it. What happened in 1 year?
Well, in 1 year, we made AI better. It's smarter now. It can reason. We made AI more useful. Just about every industry and every company, all these companies are all building AI into their systems and into their products. And we've got a lot more energy and a lot more land and just so much more desire to build out these AI infrastructures.
There were people who just even a month ago were saying, look, there's an outfit in China that is going to eliminate a lot of what NVIDIA provides, and therefore NVIDIA's these chips are way too expensive. What I saw yesterday was that not even a factor in your thinking or anyone else's thinking. It was an abstraction. It was a distraction.
Well, it is true that these processors and these computers are quite expensive. They're quite expensive to make. And this is the largest chip in the world. It is the most complex computer the world's ever made. And so it's expensive to make. However, it saves you a mountain of money because it does work, saves you a mountain of money because the amount of time it saves you, the amount of times the processing time it reduces is incredible. And number two, now because it generates tokens that you can monetize, the amount of money it helps you make is incredible.
Well, why just in the last 24 hours do I hear from GM, do I hear from Disney, do I hear from Cisco, do I hear from BlackRock, do I hear from CrowdStrike, who all of them say, look, our partnership with Jensen is key to our future?
Well, AI is the foundation, the operating system of every single industry going forward. And the reason for that is, of course, everything that we do in life is underpinned by intelligence. And we create, what NVIDIA builds, is the infrastructure for manufacturing digital intelligence. Now, we're looking at this as one processor,
right.
But in our data centers, we announced a way yesterday to connect millions of these together using silicon photonics. And so we now have the ability to go from 100,000 of these things to millions of these things running in the data center at the same time. And that infrastructure, that factory, if you will, is the factory of the future.
Now, I do want to go for a moment before I go to robotics and autonomous vehicles. I want to put on my journalist's corrosive, sardonic hat and say, well, wait a second. What if the president puts 25% tariffs on and Michael Dell is slowed down? HPE, we talked about yesterday, they're slowed down, and it could put a limit, if not a cap, on your growth.
Well, we want to build, we're enthusiastic about building in America as anybody. And so we've been working with TSMC to get them ready for manufacturing chips here in the United States. We also have great partners like Foxconn and Wistron who are working with us to bring manufacturing onshore. So long-term, manufacturing onshore is going to be something very, very possible to do, and we'll do it incredibly
But the Chinese
scale.
are still a key partner right now. You have a lot of businesses. I would say
We do.
17% of your business.
Yeah, in the near term, I would say in the near term, tariffs will not, the impact will not be meaningful, and.
But AI diffusion, like that last initiative by Biden, which said really there are only 18 friendly countries that we want you to do massive business with, that seemed arbitrary, if not judgmental, in a way that I think you and I would say it makes no sense.
As you know, as you just look around here, there are companies from all over the world. AI's gone mainstream.
Okay.
AI isn't some magical technology. It's incredible technology.
Well,
but it's used for everything. It's used for healthcare and
robots.
education and agriculture. And
yesterday, I thought you downplayed Groot. When we think of icons, we think of Groot, and in many ways, you gave that 2.25 minutes. But isn't Groot robot going to save most of the marriages in this country by doing the dishes?
Yeah, you're right. Doing the dishes and taking the trash out. Walking the dogs, you know. And so GROOT stands for General Robotics Technology, GRT, GROOT. And it stands for General Robotics Technology because the technology finally arrived where we could create the AIs. We build them in the data centers. It requires large AI infrastructure to train these robots, simulate these robots in virtual worlds that obeys the laws of physics. And we partnered with Disney and DeepMind, and we created this thing called Newton, which simulates physics incredibly accurately. And then you create this AI in the cloud, in the data center, and then you move the AI brain, if you will, download it digitally into a physical robot. And so the technology that we've been working on for some time is really making enormous progress. Robotics and robotics industries, general robots and other forms of robots, is going to be one of the largest AI infrastructure opportunities for us.
Well, if you can simulate, train, simulate, and run, you're expedite. It's going to happen much faster than people realize. When I hear that actually arc of how you can do it, I'm going to buy a robot within the next few years.
Yeah, but you'll rent it. You know,
okay, I'll rent it. I can't afford to buy it.
Well, we'll rent it.
Only
we can
the oligarchs can
hire a robot.
No, but you're saying this is going, and the robot is my size.
Yeah.
It can do things that we only dreamed of doing. It's not artifice; it's reality.
And it doesn't get bored. Doesn't get tired. You know.
You sure?
Oh yeah.
Because when I think that they can reason, they want healthcare.
No, they'll want entertainment, and yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll keep them company, and they'll keep us company.
But this is not the dog robot lifting Jell-O cubes. We're now well past that.
Cute. Yeah, they're incredibly cute, as you know.
I know.
And we can make them do all kinds of repetitive work. And just, seriously, the world is short of tens of millions of workers in factories, and factories would be more than delighted to pay $50,000, $70,000 a year to have some of these robots come in and do the repetitive tasks and all the dangerous work that we'd like not to do.
This is exigency. I think too many people feel that they're going to replace us. They don't realize there's not enough of us.
There's not enough of us, yeah.
Well, okay, but you were talking about we need an amount of computation that's easily 100 times more than we thought. So far, so good.
Yes.
Last year. Were we that off last year?
Yeah, we're way off, yeah.
We were. We didn't see it.
Yeah.
We just didn't know how important it is.
Well, we realized that reasoning is very important to intelligence. And we realized that one-shot AI that we were using wasn't representative of intelligence, and that we were going to make incredible progress. And last year, with reasoning models coming out, ChatGPT's reasoning model and others, and it just took off. People love these reasoning models. That we love that it's giving us multiple answers that we can choose from. We love the fact that the AI is reflective of its own answers. And did I answer that question right? And could I have better options that I can present you? And so there's a lot of different ways that the AI has now become much more reasonable.
Okay.
And reasoning. And so that requires a lot more computation, hundreds more time computation. And so This new level of AI is going to demand a lot of chips, which is the reason why
But you're talking
demand
about
for
millions
Blackwell.
of chips. You're talking about data centers. A huge data center? Oh, Larry Ellison data center. How many chips does that need?
Hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Well, that's millions of dollars for NVIDIA.
Every gigawatt of data center is somewhere around $40 to $50 billion of opportunity.
And what percentage does NVIDIA get there?
Out of that, every gigawatt
That's your.
is about $40 or $50 billion.
But I thought that you were in trouble and things are slowing down and the Chinese are taking over and we should be looking at you and thinking this is a meme stock that's going to 90.
We have a very large opportunity ahead of us.
Okay, so I worry about this. You give a roadmap. I was laughing on the inside. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You give a roadmap, and I know about the Vera Rubin, and I'm saying, why don't I just wait for Vera Rubin? Why can't I skip this Blackwell Plus? No, well, forget that. I'm jumping over, and therefore I'm going to wait till 2027. What do you say to those customers?
Well, this is building an industry and building business, and we're trying to build business every year, as you know. And it's not like buying a TV or, buying a bicycle. This is something that you're building these AI factories to run your company. You're building these AI factories to run other companies. And so they're going to want your AI factories right now. The reason why I lay out our roadmap for several years is because the world is building AI infrastructure, trillions of dollars of it over the next several years.
But we can't comprehend trillions.
Well, this is the new industrial revolution. And inside, underpinning an industrial revolution are new factories. And we are the factories of the future.
But what are we talking about? We think about Fulton and steam engine. We think about railroads. Yours is so much bigger than all of those.
Well, the world is bigger now than it was back then, right? It's a $120 trillion industry, GDP around the world. And now this new factory, called AI factories, is the underpinning for all of it. And so the idea that $100 trillion of the world's GDP will be underpinned by trillions of dollars of AI factories is very sensible.
With NVIDIA in it, and that's why we're going to wait and talk more later on Mad Money.
All right, I hope you're all doing well today. A couple quick programming notes. NVIDIA's Financial Analyst Q&A starts today at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific, and will likely be underway when this video is posted. Also today, we have FOMC with the Fed's interest rate decision and summary of economic projections today at 2 p.m. Eastern, followed by press conference by Jerome Powell at 2:30 Eastern. So much has been revealed at GTC so far this week. I'll just very briefly mention some highlights from Jensen's keynote yesterday. NVIDIA announced multiple new partnerships, including a partnership with GM to develop their self-driving fleet and a partnership between NVIDIA, DeepMind, and Disney. New products were revealed, and we got new details about Blackwell Ultra, Rubin, Rubin Ultra, and FinVid, which is the next generation after Rubin. And it appears that NVIDIA is on track for their new yearly product upgrade cycle, which is very exciting. Jensen showed how many Hopper GPUs NVIDIA shipped to the 4 largest cloud service providers in the entirety of 2024, compared to how many Blackwell GPUs NVIDIA has shipped so far just in the beginning of 2025. As you can see, NVIDIA is ramping production of Blackwell like crazy, which is very exciting to see. After Blackwell has ramped, we should see margins return to the mid-70s in the second half of this year, which is great news. And once again, reasoning models like DeepSeeks are not bad for NVIDIA. They're actually great for NVIDIA because they increase the need for more compute, which essentially means more NVIDIA hardware. Jensen demonstrated this by showing an example during his keynote. A prompt was given to a traditional large language model, which quickly generated a short and incorrect response to the prompt. This required 439 tokens. That same prompt was given to DeepSeek's reasoning model, R1, which generated a far better, correct response to the prompt. That generation required more than 8,500 tokens, 20 times more tokens, and 150 times more compute. In other words, reasoning models like DeepSeek's go through many more steps in order to give thorough and well-thought-out responses to prompts. This is different from a traditional LLM that just blurts out a partially correct response. Because of the additional steps that reasoning models such as R1 take in order to generate a response, more compute, and therefore more NVIDIA hardware is required. All right, that's it for this video. I'm going to listen in to the Financial Analyst Q&A, and there will most likely be another NVIDIA video posted on this channel later today, so be on the lookout for that. Please leave a like on this video so more people will see it. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.